and got to see you in New York on that beautiful summer night, which seems like a million years ago, even though it was just about a month ago.
Oh, the rooftop at
On
Rock
the-
Nation.
yeah, the roof of Rock Nation. It was a beautiful night, and you sounded amazing, and I was really super impressed.
Oh, thank you. So glad you were able to make it.
Yeah, yeah. So let's talk about your new album, Glory Hour.
Yeah.
Um, Tell us a little bit. I know it's very faith influenced. Talk a little bit about what you were trying to do with the album and how it came about.
Yeah. Well, I learned throughout my various experiences in life that there are going to be seasons of darkness. There are going to be times when we face real pain. And, but I also learned that in these moments, we could either these moments can either break us, or we can lean into faith and we can find a power that is stronger than the darkness that we're facing. And I found that when I lean into faith in Jesus, that his power is refined in these moments of hardship and darkness. It's refined in me. And it's refined to the point where this concept of glory becomes manifest in my life. And so I started to, um, be, because of these experiences in my life, and this kind of revelation of, really darkness doesn't have to have the final say. You know, I started to pay attention to when there are moments of darkness that other people are experiencing. It could be something as simple as loneliness, or something like depression, or just all these different negative things which are just inevitable parts of life. um, and sometimes people find themselves being overcome by darkness, because they haven't met the one that has overcome darkness with glory. And so um, and so the pandemic hit, and everybody at the same time was in a season of darkness, including me. And so what I did was I started to lean into my faith in Jesus, and I started to try to find the glory that will help me overcome this darkness, instead of allowing this darkness to break me, or yeah, so many people didn't recover. Sorry about the noise in the background.
Yeah, no worries.
um yeah, and so first I was just doing it for my own mental health. I was searching the scriptures and spending time in prayer, and that was my solution for overcoming. And these songs that I created, I found very useful for me to overcome in this season of darkness. And then I felt, this is actually um something that needs to not just selfishly be for me. And so I decided to create this album called Glory Hour, uh, as a tool to help people in seasons of darkness wait for the appointed time when glory will devour darkness. And to have this hope that this is not the end of the story. And so this too shall pass, and the glory of the Son will indeed um, come. And so that was the inspiration behind the album.
Yeah, well, that's obviously hugely important. You've got this incredible spiritual side, but it's also just beautiful music, and it's beautiful to hear you sing. You've obviously got an amazing voice, and these songs are incredible to hear. I think even if you're not religious, they're inspiring. Um, what were
Yeah.
what are some of your favorite songs from the album, and why?
Um, I'm really leaning into this song. Well, first of all, it depends on the day. It depends on the need of the
It's like
day.
picking a child, right?
But
It's like
right, right. But each song was created for a specific, to meet a specific need for a specific purpose. So right now I'm really leaning into the song I wrote called I Don't Have to Pretend. And sometimes we're not aware of how much we're pretending. You know, we're keeping this facade of all is well and God is good, and yeah, I'm just this strong person that has a lot of faith. Um, but I'm learning more and more the importance of of feeling the pain and feeling whatever it is you're going through, and not just shoving it off as if it doesn't exist. Because when you give yourself permission to feel pain, therein lies the very same place that you'll be able to feel joy. And so on the flip side, I also really enjoy the song Rejoice, is saying rejoice, rejoice. Um, these songs are almost back to back. I think there's one song in between them, but on the album, but both concepts are important, like to feel the emotion of sorrow so that you have the capacity to feel the emotion of joy. And so yeah, I'm really leaning into those songs.
talk about your experience about being discovered and signed by Jay-Z. That's a pretty interesting story too.
Yeah. So this gentleman by the name of James Samuel, he sent he's really the one that discovered me, and he was really impressed with my talent and sent a video of me singing in Central Park to Jay-Z, and Jay-Z is one of his best friends. And then yeah, Jay was really impressed, and then he requested a meeting. So my dad and I went up to Rock Nation headquarters and sat down with Jay-Z, and my mind was blown, because this is 10 years after singing almost every day in Central Park, and then we're here at the top floor of this skyscraper in Times Square, sitting with Jay-Z and sharing our life story. And so, yeah, shortly after that, he signed me, and then he also signed my brothers and sisters.
Wow, wow. I was really interested. Something you said at the performance was that any other label would have forced you to sort of water down the music and water down the faith side of your music, but that at Rock Nation they didn't ask you to do that, and they embraced it. I was just curious about that. I thought that was kind of an interesting inside comment. Tell a little bit about your feeling about that, because that's a pretty impressive thing.
Yeah, you know, Jay-Z's model is really one of artistic freedom, and he's not afraid to take chances because of his experience. Think of all the people that didn't want to take a chance on hip hop when it was first starting out. It doesn't mean that it it couldn't be a billion-dollar industry just because it's the first of its kind. It just means that it's going to take time and people that see the vision, And so Rock Nation, they're they're situated differently than most labels. Most labels have profit motive front and foremost, without having the foresight to understand that if you invest in something, if this is a really special seed with a lot of potential, and if you invest in it consistently long enough, it is going to eventually, if it doesn't give up, you know what I mean, it's eventually going to break through and bring a substantial harvest. And so a lot of people don't have tolerance for that. They want genetically modified harvest that they can get exactly in 3 months, and and so
Yeah, they're
you
making
hear it in the
widgets.
music.
Yeah, they're like a cog in the machine instead of doing something original.
Exactly. You hear it in the music. It sounds like they needed to um reach their Q4 earnings, or whatever. And so they just don't put that kind of pressure on the art. That's not to say that, you know, that there's no consideration for business. But they put the art first.
And finally, what do you hope that the takeaway is from your album? What do you hope that someone listening to the album for the first time gets from it?
Well, it depends on where you're listening, what angle you're listening from. I hope everyone, at the very least, walks away with hope that this, whatever darkness that you come upon in life, because you're going to come upon life, you're gonna encounter it. I want you to have hope that there is a power that is stronger than this darkness. And when you have faith enough to reach hold of that power, you know, I want I want my album to like encourage people in faith and lead people, inspire them in having faith, to grab hold of that power, because there will always come a time when the circumstances in life seem to be overwhelming and seem to be stronger than you, and that's what happened with me. I suddenly got to a point where I wasn't victorious enough, even though that's my name. But I suddenly got to a point where it's like I'm not strong enough to win this time. And that's when I found a victory that is stronger than me. And so I found that victory in Jesus. Not everyone has faith to believe in Jesus right now, but I hope that this album will, at the very least, guide people in their own discovery process of finding that victory that will help them overcome.
Thanks for watching the U-Interview channel. With over 3,000 original celebrity videos, we have one of the largest collections of celebrity interviews anywhere. So remember to like and comment on our videos and subscribe to the channel. If you want to get more involved, you can become a member of the channel. Membership has its perks. You can see exclusive celebrity videos and get the opportunity to ask our celebrity guests questions. We can't wait to hear from you.